check in via your app, and then it'll be a 4-letter number code. Traveling far?
From Knoxville, Tennessee.
I'm going to put you a badge.
It's my distinct pleasure and great honor to welcome each of you to this summit on the Global Grand Challenges for Engineering.
This summit and the Grand Challenges for Engineering are driven by a straightforward idea. What does engineering need to contribute in this century for continuation of life on the planet, making our world more sustainable, secure, healthy, and joyful?
Engineering advancement and innovation will become a significant engine for tackling global changes and challenges and promoting social development.
I'm particularly delighted to see so many students from the US, China, and the UK in the audience. These are their challenges, and indeed, this is their time.
Today, the Student Day, which is starting with the Student Business Model Competition. Our goal is to have this sort of a mini Olympics for students. Right now we have, of course, 2 teams from China, the UK, and the US.
You will have 7 minutes to present. You will have 6 minutes for questions and answers from the judges, and then 2 minutes of a transition period.
Around the globe, 66 million people do not have access to a safe and clean water source. More Water is here to aid this.
I grew up in different countries my whole life, in usually poor countries, and became really interested in trying to help those people there.
2 quick questions. My first question is, do you see this as a solution that can go worldwide?
We just want to make friends through this competition, and on this platform we can share our ideas and we can get a lot of advices from our competitors and also from the judges.
For the first time you find yourself working in a room with people that are as motivated as you are, like who are really there not just for like lectures and getting a degree, but rather for like making something, and they're passionate about it, so it's just much more productive and fun.
And they're called the Global Grand Challenges for a reason. I don't think that it's a challenge that any one country or any one group of people can solve on their own, and that's what conferences like these lead to.
And now, I'm very pleased to announce the winners of the competition. The first prize of $25,000 is Open Viral Load from the University of California, San Diego.
I'd just like to say a huge thank you to the National Academies of all 3 nations for hosting this event and having us here. It's been a huge honor.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the work we've been doing in terms of engineering biomaterials for different kinds of applications in healthcare. And so by using materials engineering, you can make 3D materials with all these different types of mechanical properties.
Imagine a world where you have a hip replacement and it kills you. And in fact, you might say that the bugs are beginning to bite back.
This has been awesome. There's so many young women in this conference, and there's so many accomplished older female engineers.
Recent advances in brain-machine interfaces have offered hope to 100 million people worldwide living with paralysis. Our work aims to transition these tools into a much smaller form factor.
And here we go directly inside neurons and we tickle them with electric current, we stimulate them, and so we can record the activity in order to see the different types of neurons. And then we make detailed computer models that are able to simulate the behavior of these individual elements in quite detailed.
You keep talking about how we have to work together as a team, Chinese students, Chinese engineers. How do you see those connections being made, and what recommendations do you have for students like me who want to extend that olive branch?
Myself actually is trained in the United States and returned to China. I feel the world is smaller. So people work together, ideas get exchanged. It's called interconnected world.
If you are just joining us, welcome to the sponsored networking event. We have some amazing sponsors here doing some really cool stuff. We have Lockheed Martin with their F-35 flight simulator. We have Northrop with their awesome simulators as well. We have Shell in the back. We also have Boeing giving away some really cool prizes. And be sure to go to the resume review station to get your resume reviewed by some of the top professionals in the industry.
I would really like to see the education piece move to the front.
What I want you to do is I want you to just kind of turn a little bit that way.
I am delighted to be here today to talk about the grand challenge of virtual reality. The reality we experience is whatever our minds infer it to be based on perceptual inputs, regardless of the source. So if VR can provide the right perceptual inputs, we can have whatever experiences we want, and those experiences will feel real.
The brilliance of this event is there are so many big names, so many big people.
Deep learning is causing a machine learning revolution. There's tons and tons of interest in using this particular kind of machine learning.
Instead of them having celebrity status, they're seen as just your everyday person, and you can have a good conversation with them, really get to know them.
For the work to continue the growth rate of the economy, there's actually going to be fairly significant needs for automation in some way.
So this is the student poster session. So there are posters from undergraduates and graduate students here, and they're describing either their research or they're talking about some of the ideas that they've had to how to improve some of the major problems that we're dealing with in the world.
And so then comes the issue of what now? So it produced water, and then what happens to the brine? So
people get to interact with their fellow researchers, and that's very important in a research setup. Collaboration is what it's all about. Well, I'm specifically working on renewable energies, how to engineer better energy efficient processes, and I think I'm learning a lot from here.
You know, once you get into the business world, it really is about who you know and who you can make a connection with. This forum gives a great opportunity for students to at least start asking questions. What do they want to do? Once they can get a business card, send an email, all of that is vital to being successful in the business world once they get out of college.
There are now approximately 50 active Grand Challenge Scholars programs. And rather than stand here and tell you what the program is, I am fortunate to have the help of 4 recent graduates of the Grand Challenge Scholars program.
So how did you get yourself to become comfortable with not going the conventional way?
It's recognizing that people have different roles to play in the world, because in my internship, I worked as an engineer, but somebody needed to convey to the non-engineers what the engineers were discussing. Why not be that person who can do both?
we're at the U.S. Institute of Peace, and so now we're trying to have some a little dinner, maybe a drink or two, network a little, meet some new people. Honestly, I had no clue it would be this massive of an event. And so being able to meet with people from literally the other side of the world has been quite interesting, making new friends.
So the lady in front told me that I should ask you where my table is.
Okay, you're at table 16. It's going to be towards the other end of the tent.
If you guys are ready, we can start the discussion. We'll start with a brainstorm question. What could you and your constituency do to further the Grand Challenges as a movement locally and or globally?
Yanis and Rick and Jenna and I have gone quickly through your table's answers to the brainstorming question. The number one idea, be ambassadors. Share what you learned here about the movement with students and colleagues when you go back.
But what we want to talk about is education and how to get more people into science and technology and engineering. Francis, let's go to you because you're where the rubber hits the road, right? You're the product.
I don't want to become like a doctor anymore. I want to become a biomedical engineer.
Wow. All right. It's great having three famous people on the stage because everybody can think the applause is for them. I spend most of my time focused on Capitol Hill and politics, where problems that look like they can get solved don't get solved over a remarkable period of time. Yeah. And then I come in and I look at these people, and everybody is working on a problem, and problems are only to be solved.
Politics divides the world. You look at a satellite, you don't see those lines. Technology is about uniting the world. We got to show these kids from all over the world at a young age, if they deal with the common language of math and science, they can all be on the same side of the team fighting the same issues. Global warming, water, cybersecurity, healthcare.
It hit me that we need to do so much more as a community to communicate our passion and our love for engineering and all of the work that we're doing on these challenges in a public venue. Who's better qualified to talk about science and engineering than someone that has that background? So why not me? Why not you? I think as a community, we're all obligated to do that.
I like that. Very good.